What is going on, my family? Your boy Demetrius is back with another classic Mortal Kombat video, and here we are going to talk about Mortal Kombat 12 and the potential character roster that could happen in Mortal Kombat 12. Essentially, here in this video, I'm going to call it the dream-based roster for Mortal Kombat 12. Of course, this is all opinionated, nothing is concrete about it, but here I'm just going to be discussing on the characters that I feel, I believe, and I hope that will be part of the base roster of Mortal Kombat 12. Now, this doesn't have anything to do with DLC or anything like that. This is just the base roster that I feel like should perfectly shape up Mortal Kombat 12. And these characters here that I'm about to explain, I put these characters in based off of Shang Tsung's Mortal Kombat 11 Aftermath ending being canon, and also, you know, maybe popularity, maybe because the characters have been away for a while, or because some of these characters are so iconic that they're going to get put in Mortal Kombat 12 anyway, and if those characters are not in it, it's not even going to be a Mortal Kombat 12, so we always got to factor that in as well. So once I explain the characters that I want to be in Mortal Kombat 12's base roster, I'm going to also elaborate on why they should be in the base roster and what impact they could have as far as story when it comes to Mortal Kombat 12. But before we get into it, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for more of these classic ass Mortal Kombat videos that you are about to witness. Also other classic action content on my channel as well. So we are about to get into this shit right now. So what you see here is the base dream roster that I have for Mortal Kombat 12. Now I'm going to start off by saying the vision that I have for Mortal Kombat 12 as the full base roster is actually 25 characters. What you see on here is 20 characters. The reason why you don't see the other 5 slots is because I'm going to leave those for new characters for NetherRealm to create. So, you know, we can't really predict a new character like that. We can kind of say we want a new Tarkatan character or a new Shokan or some shit like that, but you know, we can't really predict a new character. So it's actually, my vision is 25 characters for the base roster in Mortal Kombat 12. But here it is 20 characters that I feel should be on Mortal Kombat 12's base roster, because it does make sense for a good number of these characters to be on there. These characters have great potential. Some of these characters are iconic. Some of these characters also have great fan bases as well. So we're going to start from left to right. And of course, we're going to start with Johnny Cage. Now, I've made a video about Johnny Cage and Kung Lao, those two characters possibly being the ultimate heroes when it comes to Mortal Kombat 12. So obviously I was going to put Johnny Cage and Kung Lao into this roster. Then of course you got Stryker. Stryker is my favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time, which means he's going to be put in Mortal Kombat 12, which means he is going to be my main through and through. And Stryker would actually have a good part in Mortal Kombat 12 as far as protecting the realm, because he is a policeman and he does have connections with a good number of characters. Now we're going to go down a little bit with the base roster here. We're going to stick to the one side here. Of course, you know, we're going to have Shang Tsung in there. Shang Tsung, you know, this whole thing is based off of his MK11 Aftermath ending, so we've got to have Shang Tsung in there. Now, as right here, I got Ermac returning on the base roster, and the reason for it is because Ermac is a body of souls, so that could be a possible connection to Shang Tsung. However, NetherRealm wants to put that, if they do that. Then of course we have Cyrax and Sector. Cyrax and Sector have to be on the base roster for Mortal Kombat 12. NetherRealm has to make that shit happen. If NetherRealm does not put Cyrax and Sector on the base roster, they are shitting the entire world. Cyrax and Sector have to be on the base roster, and they are on my dream list for Mortal Kombat 12's base roster characters. Cyrax and Sector, of course, they have a connection with Sub-Zero that we're going to get to in a minute. And the Lin Kuei can also play a big part in Mortal Kombat 12's story because of Shang Tsung practically taking over all of the realms. The Lin Kuei could be a big help as far as protecting the realm of Earth, or what's left of it. You feel what I'm saying? So Cyrax and Sector definitely in it. And then on top of that, we have Nitara. And the reason why I put Nitara into the base roster is because of her connection with Cyrax. So if y'all see where I'm going with this, A lot of these characters are connected, and a lot of them have great potential when it comes to the base roster and to the story. So Nitara being in the base roster because of her connection with Cyrax, because of what the Lin Kuei have going on, Nitara could be a part of that group. Nitara was also great in the animation movie too, and because of that, I hope NetherRealm puts her in the base roster of MK12 because she was really great in the animation movie. Now, I'm gonna go back up to Johnny Cage, and I'm going to mention Sonya. I did not put Sonya on the base roster. The reason for it is I just don't know what the hell is going on with Sonya. She died in MK11, and then the younger version of herself, she disappeared at the end of MK11's original version. So I have no idea what they're going to do with Sonya. It is just up in the air. So I did not add her for the base roster, and I did not add Jax either for the base roster. Jax can sit it out. I'm just, Jax just needs a break. The whole misery thing that he got going on, I ain't really feeling that. So Jax can sit this one out. If they want to bring him back as a DLC or whatever, they can. But the base roster, nah, Jax can sit it out. Then we have Kitana here. So I guess it's safe to say that Kitana is going to be in Mortal Kombat 12. The reason why I feel like Kitana should be on the base roster, and probably is going to be on the base roster, because she is a Khan now. She is an actual ruler now. And even though Shang Tsung has pretty much taken over all of the realms, that does not mean that everyone has died. So we can't just sit here and be like, well, everyone is dead, or Shang Tsung's taken over the realms just because. No, we can't really say that. Some characters have to live. You feel what I'm saying? There has to be a plot. So Kitana can lead her Adenian warriors into battle, you know what I'm saying, against Shang Tsung. Probably connect with Earth Realm warriors. They could do something like that, but Kitana is definitely going to be in Mortal Kombat 12's base roster. If not DLC, Kitana's going to be in the game one way or another, so you might as well put her in the base roster. One thing that we probably are going to have to realize is that if Shang Tsung's ending is canon, that means Liu Kang probably has died once again. So Kitana actually would have a revenge chip on her shoulder for Shang Tsung for killing Liu Kang. So that's another reason why Kitana could be in the base roster, to get revenge for Liu Kang, and probably, find a way to revive him using Kronika's crown. So, Kitana could have a very interesting point in Mortal Kombat 12 story. And then if they have ladder endings, Kitana definitely would have a sensible ladder ending. Like I said, she could go up against Shang Tsung, defeat Shang Tsung and revive Liu Kang, even though I don't want that to happen. But I'm just saying, her ladder ending, Kitana could have some type of, fantasy ladder ending like that as well. It'll be kind of interesting, I ain't gonna lie. But Kitana has a lot to strive for in Mortal Kombat 12. On the verge of losing Adenia, she's lost Liu Kang, Shao Kahn's dead, you feel what I'm saying? So Kitana has a lot going on for MK12. And that's why I think she should be in the base roster also. And then up here we have Kano. And Kano has been in every Mortal Kombat sequel game. And I don't see that changing for Mortal Kombat 12, because Kano can actually play a significant role to Shang Tsung, because we've seen this before in the Mortal Kombat movie, where Kano actually sided with Shang Tsung to manipulate Sonya to get on the boat for Mortal Kombat. So Shang Tsung and Kano definitely have a history there, and they can have another history with MK12. Kano can kind of lead the troops into Earthrealm. He's terrorized the Earthrealm, so Shang Tsung can use Kano for that reason. And also with Kano being in MK12, it can actually lead into other characters, I guess you could say, for DLC that can also enter Mortal Kombat 12. Characters such as Jarek, one of my favorite characters. Aaron Black, I guess you could say, even though I do not like Aaron Black. I really don't want him in MK12. Cabal, Kano, like I said, he's been traditional in all Mortal Kombat games. He hasn't missed a Mortal Kombat sequel game, and I don't see that changing. And we're going to go back up here to Kung Lao. Even though Stryker is my favorite Mortal Kombat character of all time, I still honestly believe it is Kung Lao's time. I think, even though I said him and Johnny Cage could be the potential Mortal Kombat heroes, Kung Lao should be the top hero in Mortal Kombat 12. It is tailor-made for him to take it. It is his time. Kung Lao versus Shang Tsung, or Kung Lao versus the One Being, or something like that. This is really Kung Lao's time. In Mortal Kombat 12, NRS can really make this happen. Kung Lao can really be the hero that a lot of us want us to be when it comes to a Mortal Kombat victory. So we're gonna go over to the second half of the base roster. So here on the second half of the base roster, we're gonna look at the 4 big squares first. Now a couple of these are pretty much obvious. Of course, we've got Sub-Zero. We already know Sub-Zero is going to be in the base roster of MK12. Whether people like it or not, Sub-Zero is going to be in there, and so is Scorpion. Are 100% guarantees they're going to be in Mortal Kombat 12's base roster. And Scorpion and Sub-Zero, as always, they will play some type of integral part to MK12 story. I think Scorpion may be a little bit more interesting because at the end of MK11, Hanzo Hisashi gets killed, and his past self Scorpion was too late to save him. So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what Scorpion does. I think Scorpion would probably fight alongside Sub-Zero. I think that's what's going to happen, and the two are going to fight to defend Earthrealm. Whatever happens when it comes to the story of MK12, I think Scorpion is going to fight on the side of good, maybe fighting on the side of defending Earthrealm or alongside Sub-Zero because they did it before in MK11. I think it's going to be more of the same. Scorpion and Sub-Zero are going to team up with each other. Sub-Zero is probably going to have some his Lin Kuei army get involved, and then that's probably where Cyrax and Sector can also get involved. So Mortal Kombat 12, like I said, it can be like a Mortal Kombat Armageddon, some shit like that. This can be some real light versus darkness type of shit all over again. And now at the bottom, the big square is Shiva. Now here's the thing, this was a toss-up between Shiva and Goro, because I actually have Goro coming back in MK12 because Goro, of course, used to be Shang Tsung's right-hand man. But I kind of felt like, 2 Shokan characters in one base roster is a little bit too overpowering. So I decided to put Shiva in the base roster and maybe Goro be a DLC. And the reason why I put Shiva in the base roster is because other than her broken ass stomp in MK11, Shiva was cool. There was nothing else wrong with her. She was cool in MK11 story. It's kind of crazy because Shiva brung life back into MK11 story a little bit, but she also killed it as far as gameplay. Shiva was put in a bad situation in MK11, but hopefully they'll fix that bullshit that they did with her, and Shiva will be cool. And one thing that they can do with Shiva, Shiva can fight for her Shokan army, because right now the Shokan, they're trying to gain, they're trying to gain respect, you know what I'm saying? And the Shokan, they want to really distance themselves from everything that's going on, from the shit that went on with Shao Kahn and all of that. Shiva can actually represent that. And if, Goro is in MK12, as far as story is concerned, you can have a Shiva versus Goro for Shokan champions. Shang Tsung can have it set up that way, and you can have something like that, and it could be pretty cool because that's the matchup that a lot of people do want to see, Shiva versus Goro. And then the 4th big square, we have Nightwolf. And the reason why I have Nightwolf in the base roster, well, the reason why I have Nightwolf coming back is because we already know how it goes down with Nightwolf. Every time a Nightwolf dies, another Nightwolf rises. So of course, this is going to be a new Nightwolf, and he's going to be in the base roster of MK12. Nightwolf is clearly probably going to be one of the forefront leaders of Earthrealm, probably alongside Johnny Cage and Kung Lao, just to give y'all a little bit of imagination or some shit like that. But Nightwolf is going to be that character that's probably going to be leading the charge when it comes to going up against Shang Tsung and his army or some shit like that. But I definitely have Nightwolf in the base roster because, like I said, Nightwolf is kind of like, every Mortal Kombat is a new Nightwolf. It's never the same Nightwolf, or that's what they're having us believe. So Mortal Kombat 12, even though it's Nightwolf, it's going to be a new Nightwolf. He should be in the base roster. Then on the far right side, we have Havoc. And the reason why I have Havoc in the base roster, because at the end of Shang Tsung's ending in MK11, the Chaos Realm was mentioned, and they did say that they were going to go after Chaos Realm. Now, whether or not Havoc is going to fight with or against Shang Tsung, yet to be seen, but I think he's going to be with Shang Tsung probably on the side of darkness. And everyone wants Havoc to come back. Havoc is in high demand right now. Havoc is another one of those characters that if NRS doesn't put him in, they really just teasing people right now, because everybody wants Havoc back into the game. People are just, people are all over the place when it comes to Havoc. Like, they want him back in the game. And the mention of Chaos Realm at the end of MK11 Aftermath, Shang Tsung's ending, I think Havoc is going to be in there. And then you have my man Reiko. I think Reiko should be in MK12's base roster. And the reason why I would put Reiko in, because I will put in Reiko and take out Scarlet. I just don't like Scarlet. I think Scarlet is just bland. I honestly don't think nobody cares about her. Of course, she uses the blood magic, but Reiko was the original character that used the blood magic. They can put the blood magic on him and he can have those moves probably similar to Scarlet, but they can make him better. Reiko is another character that could fight alongside Shang Tsung, because Reiko is one of those characters, even though he'll side with you, he'll turn on you in a quick second. So he could be one of those type of characters. So he could definitely play a big role in MK12 Story if he's been put in. But I have my man Reiko in MK12's base roster. And of course, Reiko, another character that is in high demand. This character should have been brung back at least MK10. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why they're ignoring Reiko. They know how popular he is. I don't care. People say Reiko's dead. Reiko's dead. So Liu Kang's dead. Guess what happened to him? They brung him back. Didn't Kano die in MK11? So, and we know Kano coming back. So Reiko can definitely come back. And then, of course, we already talked about it in a previous video. I have Kai coming back in MK12's base roster. And the reason for it, I'm just going to recap again. I just feel like Kai has everything he needs to be in the base roster. Kai has the motive. He has the connections. He really has all of that. And like you said, Kai could be on the side of light. He could find out what has happened to Liu Kang. It has happened to Raiden. And that could be determination for Kai. Kai got offered Raiden's staff. People just don't understand what a big ass accomplishment that is. Not even Liu Kang got the honors of wielding Raiden's staff. So Kai definitely has everything that he needs to be a part of MK12's base roster. And here we're gonna go to the middle here, and like the final three characters here, the final three female characters here we're gonna talk about, and the reason why I want these three female characters in the base roster. First, we're going to talk about Li Mei, because back in the day, Li Mei had incredible potential, but of course, back then, the development team just gave up on her like they do all the other Mortal Kombat characters. I feel like Li Mei should be put back into the game, especially now since if Shang Tsung's ending is canon, Liu Kang possibly dead, Li Mei can kind of fill in that kind of, I ain't going to say Liu Kang role, but her presence would be felt in the base roster of Mortal Kombat 12. People do like Li Mei. When she was in the story mode in MK10, people had high hopes for her being in MK10, but unfortunately it didn't happen. NetherRealm just has a history of just teasing their characters and in stories and ladder endings and shit like that. Y'all know how NetherRealm is. But Li Mei should definitely be in the base roster of MK12. She is a missed character. I do like her as a character. I kind of thought she was a fun character, but NetherRealm, I mean not NetherRealm, but at the time Midway, gave up on her. But Li Mei should be in MK12's base roster. Like I said, she would be a great presence for the defenders of the realm. She could definitely be on the side of good going up against Shang Tsung and whatever army that he builds. Now, the next character is Tanya. Now, I said in a previous video that I wanted Tanya back into the next Mortal Kombat game, if it be Mortal Kombat 12, because I like what they did with Tanya when it came to Mortal Kombat 10 in the story mode. They did give her a little bit of exposure, but now she should be on the MK12 base roster, because she was not on the base roster in MK10. As a matter of fact, she was a total non-playable character, but I do like the fact that they gave her some shine time in the MK10 story. Now they need to do that higher. They need to bring Tanya back in the MK12 base roster so she can have her gameplay like she did in Mortal Kombat 4, because Tanya has a fan base out there. Tanya is another one of those characters that has huge potential. Man, NetherRealm need to get on their shit and bring this character back in, because like I said, huge fan base, huge potential. She could really have an impact in the story. And Tanya is one of those characters, she's either or. She can fight on the side of good or fight on the side of darkness. She's that good of a character. So, you know, Tanya should definitely be on the MK12 base roster. Now, one thing that I will do, I will swap Tanya for Takeda when it comes to MK12 base roster. Takeda does deserve to be on the MK12 base roster. So with those two characters, I would swap them. Takeda being in that spot, Tanya being DLC, or vice versa. I would do it like that. But Takeda would definitely be in MK12 as well. Probably like a DLC or some shit like that. Now, this character, Ashura, and I'm a huge fan of this character because I just love her design, man. Ashura, this is a true Mortal Kombat character. A true Mortal Kombat character design. Love this character. She comes from the NetherRealm. Man, I'm telling you right now, MK11 needed a character like her in the game. Ashura would have saved MK11 if NetherRealm would have put her in. And even MK10, you know what I'm saying? But MK11, boy, if Ashura would have been put in MK11, she would have single-handedly saved MK11. You feel what I'm saying? She is that good of a character. She should be in the base roster of MK12. Another character that is missed. Hey, this character is fire. She is an awesome ass character. I'm telling you, the sky is the limit for this character as far as gameplay, story. Another one of those characters could be either or. She could fight on the side of good, fight on the side of evil. You know, she does come from the NetherRealm, so she can have a connection with Scorpion. You feel what I'm saying? So they can do a lot with Ashura in the MK12 base roster and story mode, man. I'm telling you, Ashura is one of my, you know, I have my top 5 favorite Mortal Kombat characters of all time. Ashura would be number 6. She would be number 6 right there. She is right there with my most favorite Mortal Kombat characters of all time. She definitely should be on the Mortal Kombat 12 base roster. I don't care what anyone says or thinks. Ashura needs to be on the base roster. This character needs to be brought back. She is just an awesome ass fucking character. And those are facts. So that is the dream base roster that I am hoping for Mortal Kombat 12. And like I said before, it's nothing concrete. It's probably not going to be close to the characters that we're going to get. But at the same time, you know, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of wishful thinking. And if they do come anywhere close with that roster, with any of those characters, I will be perfectly fine with it. So tell me what you think. Leave y'all thoughts and y'all feelings in the comment section below. We can get a conversation started. And what would your Mortal Kombat 12 roster be like? Let me know in the comment section. And as I stated earlier, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to your boy for more classic ass Mortal Kombat videos like you had just witnessed. And make sure y'all press the like button and help my channel out, because YouTube is fucking with your boy right now. It is just ridiculous. So make sure y'all press that like button. Help your boy out. I will see y'all in the next video. God bless. Thank y'all for watching. Stay safe. I am out. Peace.